I'm Linda Farrell, co-author of Business and Society 5th edition with Chicago Business Press.
Hi, and I'm O.C. Farrell, and I'm also a co-author on Business and Society 5th edition with the Chicago Business Press. And Debbie Thorne is also a co-author. She's not with us today, but we're going to talk a little bit about the book and in writing it, what was our purpose, the nature and scope of the book, and some of the assets that are available for you to use in the classroom.
And we want to talk a little bit about the philosophy of the book, because the book was written to be very managerial and applied. So it's not theoretical, it's not philosophical. It actually gets down to what our students are going to be doing, making decisions and the challenges they'll face in the ethics and social responsibility arena.
And I think another way of looking at it, our book is strategic. It is for business students who are going to have a real job in the business world and need to understand social responsibility, ethical decision making, legal issues, corporate governance, all of how to relate to the community, but from a managerial perspective. Now, the focus of some business and society books is more as a critique of society, of the business system. Sometimes it's kind of trying to put the students in the role of, do you really believe that capitalism is a good thing? Now, we address all of those issues, but from a strategic standpoint.
And also, I think we try and build trust in business. I think we've gone through an era with the global financial crisis where many of our students don't trust business and say they want to go to work in nonprofits. So we're working to bolster what businesses are doing that's ethical and socially responsible to build that trust with their constituents and stakeholders.
The great thing about the book, you can teach it at both the undergraduate and graduate level, and we both have done that. We have enough depth there that at the undergraduate level, as long as it's a junior or senior class, it can be supplemented with even more applied things such as videos. And I give multiple choice tests at the undergraduate level because you usually have a larger class. At the graduate level, I normally assign a paper. I very often ask people to either write an in-depth analysis of some firm's social responsibility activities, make presentations over this,
Do a social audit.
And I assign some readings, some articles at the graduate level. But the 12 chapters gives you the core content. At the undergraduate, it works just fine. So I think maybe now we should talk about some of the chapters. We've mentioned that it's a strategic approach. So let's just kind of discuss the chapters we've selected for the book. The book starts off with a good social responsibility framework. In chapter 2, we drill deeply into stakeholder relationships, and we know that most business society courses and even social responsibility today is really based on understanding stakeholder theory and how you apply it in a business environment.
And also, corporate governance is incredibly important. We've seen the legalization of business ethics, and that has continued through the global financial crisis. So I think we want to make sure that we provide a comprehensive understanding of the role of governance and compliance in organizations and how it impacts social responsibility.
We also go into the legal and regulatory area. That's very important in a business and society course. This is an area where we have quite a bit of experience and expertise. We've been involved as expert witnesses in social responsibility and ethics cases. Chapters 5 and 6 we're very proud of these chapters. We have one of the best-selling business ethics texts, and we're fairly knowledgeable of how business ethics is actually practiced in corporate America, and I think our 2 chapters really prepare the students for understanding the ethics area.
And the next 2 chapters independently look at employee relations and consumer relations and how that drives social responsibility decision-making.
Then we go into community relations, philanthropy, and then technology issues.
And also a really big buzzword today is sustainability and what companies are doing in that effort. And then the last chapter looks at social responsibility globally.
One of the strengths of our book is, of course, the cases, and we've worked hard to have all original cases that have been revised in 2014. Now, I know some books you'll find cases 7 or 8, 9, 10 years old, but these cases are as up to date as they possibly can be. So why don't we review those cases?
Okay. we take a look at the cases, we're looking at Monsanto and how it attempts to balance stakeholder interests. And I think a lot of you are aware of the ethical issues and social responsibility issues that Monsanto faces.
And CVS is a case that we've developed in the last 6 months, and it takes into account the fact that they have no longer sell tobacco products, and that's in there, and it's a real relevant, up-to-date issue. Bellmead Plantation, that's social entrepreneurship. Bellmead Plantation actually exists in Nashville, Tennessee, and they sustain themselves through being the first nonprofit winery in the United States to be able to provide their museum and other activities.
And one of our most complex cases is the Herbalife case, looking at multi-level marketing and the controversy that's associated with the direct selling industry as they attempt to move forward, maintain good relationships with their distributors and customers in the faces of charges of operating pyramid schemes.
And Hobby Lobby is also a very new case. This related to even a Supreme Court decision about what companies can do as it relates to their religious beliefs. We think Hobby Lobby is a great company, but the controversy is covered, including summer 2014 Supreme Court decision.
And Starbucks is always a good example of a company that's ethical and socially responsible, and this case represents their current strategic emphasis.
Lululemon, everybody knows about them and their healthier lifestyle, as well as some of the controversies they've had. We certainly deal with those.
I think you can see from the cases we've got a nice balance of companies that have struggled and companies that are doing a great job and role models for other companies. One of those that struggles off and on would be AIG and Coca-Cola, and we have cases on both of those companies.
And of course, we have the classic Enron case. We wrote the case. We interviewed Ken Lay for 4 hours, and he actually reviewed this case. And more recently, we spent a day with Andy Fastow as we were revising this case. And we kind of think we're the experts on what happened at Enron, and we've tried to put all of that information in the case.
We also have a case that looks at the complexities associated with intellectual property. We look at Salesforce.com and some of the positive ways that they're impacting their stakeholders. We look at Mattel and some of the ethical challenges that Mattel has faced.
Home Depot has done just a great job with its social responsibility efforts, supporting Habitat for Humanity, and it's a good case in terms of what a company can do to make a difference.
And the last case is one that really resonates with faculty and students, New Belgium Brewing, the microbrewery in Fort Collins, Colorado, that is a very socially responsible and ethical company. We also have a supplemental website that can be used with the book that has almost 40 cases that are not in the book, that are current and relevant. There are also some classic cases on the website as well. We have debate issues, and I find in teaching these topics, debate issues that allow students to take both sides of an issue and advocate and defend helps them with their presentation skills, their critical thinking skills. So we're very high on the debate issues in their years in graduate and undergraduate courses.
Well, we have PowerPoint presentations, one on intellectual property. We have some role-play simulations, interesting videos, and we're very fortunate to have these resources through our Daniels Fund grant. But part of the grant is we want to make them available and useful. So if you look at our 15 cases and you would like some additional cases, you simply go here to this site. And if you email us, we can provide
Teaching resources,
case notes on them. We don't post them because we know students could have access to them. But if you email us and want to use some of these cases, just let us know.
Also, we're accessible, so don't feel like you can't reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns or would like to know more about how we handle and deal with some of the challenges in teaching this course or how to use some of these resources. So we'd like to have a dialogue with you if that's of interest to you. And you can always reach us. Our email address mine is lfarrell@unm.edu. OC's is ofarrell@unm.edu.
And we would appreciate any feedback, questions, or suggestions that relate to how we can continue to develop our book over time. So good luck with your Business and Society course.